Hey dude, what's up? Oh, not much man, I've just been doing my placements for the new season. Really hoping I can finally get out of plat. I've been stuck in a rut for the past few seasons, and I just don't know what to do. Well, why don't you try learning some tips and tricks from YouTube? There has to be something you can learn to help you out. Hey, that's a great idea actually. I'll go try and find some now. Alrighty, let's see what we can find. Hello internet, are you stuck in a rut? Have you plateaued in rank? Been stuck in the same ranked bracket for a few seasons? Well, the good news is you're not alone. We've all been through this. I mean, let's look at my stats. I've been stuck at like 4k elo-ish for over a year. But before that, I was steadily climbing the ranks. From when I was hard stuck in gold, I broke through into plat, and steadily climbed up through plat 3 and plat 2 over the course of 2 or 3 seasons. So, how did I get through it? What am I doing now to get out of this annoying 4k elo hell? Let's break it down. So you'll always hear pros and content creators saying that if you're looking to improve, you should record and watch back your gameplay, yada yada yada. And while it's one thing to watch back your past games, it's another thing to watch them and to be able to be critical and know what you're actually looking for. For me, one of my biggest issues used to be that I was just losing gunfights. I could get myself into good positions, I had a decent understanding of what was going on in the middle of a round, but I just didn't have that mechanical skill to be able to keep up. So I focused a ton of my time into improving my mechanics. I've always been one of those players that once they find a comfortable sensitivity and aspect ratio, I tend to stick to it, which can contradict what you might hear some other people tell you. I know a lot of you, if you're under aiming one day, you'll raise your sensitivity. If you're over flicking the next day, you'll lower your sense, and so on and so forth, because you see people like Bolo or Pengu being like, oh, we're gonna try out a new aspect ratio or a new sensitivity every 2 or 3 weeks. And while that does work for some people, I would probably go against recommending it for the average person. That's because your brain acts like a muscle, so the more you train it and the more you work it out with different settings, your mind will never actually fit and be able to actually train itself. So what would I recommend? And this is something that an ex-teammate of mine taught me, and it's worked for me, it's worked for loads of people that I know, and that is to try switching your sensitivity, aspect ratio, your sights you're using, whether, if you're using holo, try reflex. Like if you're using 16:9 or 16:10 with an ACOG, try switching to 4:3 aspect ratio and using holographic or reflexes. Basically switch everything up, play long enough to get comfortable with those new settings, then go ahead and change back to your old setting. Your brain will naturally sort of fall back into the same set patterns that it's learned, that you've already practiced and taught yourself, and you'll start to see improvement with your aim. But maybe you're the next Bolo and you don't need to improve your mechanical skills. But when you watch your gameplay back, you'll notice that you keep finding yourself in shitty situations, or the way you play out gunfights or 1vx situations is pretty poor. Well, here's the tricky part. You need to go through and really look at what and how you're playing that leads you to losing those situations. Are you not fully using the information that you've got? Are you peeking into crossfires and angles that you know the enemy are holding? Could you have used your nitro cell sooner to stop a diffuser going down? Things like this. Are you using your utility to the most effectiveness? Well, what are the issues that are causing you to lose these fights and lose these rounds that are costing you these games? And then once you started to do this, pay attention when you play ranked or competitive, whatever you're doing. If you're going back with your team and you're going back through your scrim VODs or whatever, pay attention to when you're actually playing and try to fix those issues, and don't let yourself slip into these bad habits while you're playing. Siege is one of those games where no matter how many hours, how many games you've played, there's always new things you can learn, new ops you can play to bring into your repertoire. If you're used to only playing Thermite Thatcher and the more hard support roles, try branching out, try playing a bit more Zofia or a bit more Bug, learning how those other operators play. There's always new skills you can practice, new angles you can hold, so keep focused on those things as well. Always be seeking to learn new things. There's tons of creators and pros that give useful tips and tricks all over YouTube that you can use to level up your game, whether it's a coconut bra angle or whether it's Pengu telling you how to play IQ better. Anyway, that's about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you've learned a thing or two. If you have, make sure to drop a thumbs up down below. As always, if you enjoyed the content I make here, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as I do post new videos every Friday. Make sure to follow me on all of the social platforms, all those links down below. And if you feel like it, join our Discord. It's got some awesome people, we're slowly growing, we have some cool times there. And as always, have a great day.
Well, actually, more like 4-2. 4 is like probably one and a half, but there was a couple of the first rounds that were just kind of... Well, that's an impulse.
Keep an eye out for Op 4.
There was a couple of rounds in the very beginning that could very much have gone either way.
Yeah, like the first ones are definitely close.
Yeah. Oh boy. Did they not have the No way he won that. Literally came down to a 1v1. Like, literally. And Luko.
Reload!
Force is really fucking good at like getting kills and not getting punished for it.
Yeah.
They're super like efficient and proficient with just everything. Their utility usement and time.
I mean, that's just kind of the Russian way, though. Like Russians in general are really good at that.
Yeah. I mean, Na'Vi got a little unlucky there at the end. Citizen got injured by a laser trap.
Leave now.
With 10 seconds left.
Fall back.
And I can't remember who was Thatcher, but Thatcher had to rush Mozzie with a pistol.
Yeah.
Almost won it, but... Na'Vi has played fucking...
Oh.
If you remain in this zone, you will be protected by hostiles.
Neb, you gotta hit your shots. You really gotta hit your shots faster, Neb. Jesus Christ.
I think that's the... well, it's a S, it's a double S, but whatever. This is like really interesting. Oh, never mind. I mean, it's only a minute left and I don't think they have any hatches open. Oh, never mind. The hatches are open. Oh, my God. Oh, Uno just
It's
on
a
the big
peanut.
tank. Damn. This has been...
But like that's good. Like you're still like achieving what achieving like what you need to achieve in the round, right? Like.
Yeah, I suppose, but like at the same... Well, maybe he got called that like they needed...
15 seconds. Friendly
Don't watch that!
It's easy for me to say
I
because I can see
foobarred
where
that.
the enemy team is in.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You located a bomb. You have located a bomb.
That's the kind of shots I should be hitting.
Mission success.
There we go.
The diffuser is now secured. You located a bomb.
Fucking camera in here. Fuck off. On my fucking bomb.
Last stop standing. Friendly, last operator standing.
You know what I don't get though?
What's that?
People that are giving like BDSs and all slack for a lens getting dropped.
Yikes.
Set device! Device activated!
One construction. And one below, main.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
On side, behind the server, on bomb, on ping. Pushing cash.
One op 4 remaining.
Pushing cash.
He's in cash.
Cash
he's in
last.
cash.
In cash last.
Don't
The
pick
last is
him,
in
guys.
cash.
Don't pick him, guys. Don't pick him. It's okay. Just wait for it. Pick him as to. Push jego. Push from the double.
15 seconds left.
He's on server.
Friendly operator remaining. Friendly's victorious. Hostiles eliminated.